If you are in your home, you are confronted by a burglar, you fear for your safety, and if in the heat of the moment you act in a way that actually in the cold light of day might seem over the top, it's not the cold light of day. You are in a highly pressurised moment, you grab whatever you have to hand, you lash out. If you do that, the law should be, and when I introduce changes to the legislation in the next few months, it will be on your side. Of course, there are circumstances. The example I've used is if you knock the burglar out cold and then you stick a knife in him, that would be deemed to be grossly disproportionate and you would face prosecution. But if you grab the nearest weapon, you lash out in the heat of the moment, then the law should be on your side. It's what the public want and expect.
Legally, is it possible to draft something that includes the words disproportionate and reasonable in the same sentence?
Well, it has been done. There is an amendment waiting to be tabled. We will bring it before Parliament in the next few months. I'm very clear that this is a change that should and will happen, as long as Parliament accepts it, which I hope and trust it will.
If this had been in law before, does it mean that Tony Martin, for instance, would not have been prosecuted?
Well, it's very difficult to apply to an individual case, partly because you'd have to look through the individual evidence in court. A judge would have to form a ruling. What I want is a situation where the default is very clearly on the side of the householder. All too often what happens is the householder in this situation is arrested, put in a police cell for 36 hours, while the police and the prosecuting authorities say, well, was this reasonable or not? What this is designed to do is to raise the bar, so they're very clear that unless the circumstances are grossly disproportionate, unless the householder's acted in a way that all common sense would say would be way over the top, then actually the question of prosecution wouldn't arise. They'd be interviewed as a witness, as a victim of crime, not a perpetrator.